What's up, gang? Back again with another video, and today we are going to be talking about the top 10 greatest hip-hop songs of all time. These are the songs that I think are most important in hip-hop and that made the greatest impact and influence, and overall as just records themselves are so incredibly impressive and important to the genre and the culture. So let's go ahead and dive right in with number 10 is the Posse cut Forever off the soundtrack for that LeBron James movie that came out in like 2009, talking about his legacy. But this is, I think, a sleeper pick, most definitely, but it's a great record, really important record when we, I think, look back at the history of hip-hop. It's an early on Drake record. It's one of Drake's first early hits, but it has Drake on there, Kanye, Lil Wayne, Eminem, all four of the greatest rappers of all time, all on one track, all delivering A-level fucking GOAT fucking S-tier rap fucking verses, and just delivering all their verses with such impact. And it's, you know, up to great discussion who has the best verse on here. A lot of people say Eminem. Personally, I think Kanye had the best verse. I don't know, Kanye's my favorite artist, but I'm gonna go with Kanye. I think his verse just was really crazy, you know, with all his different references, referencing Superbad, Barack Obama. Just, I mean, it was just, this whole record very well encapsulates that time period around, you know, 2008 to 10. But it's just a great record from all of the artists that are featured on this song. Give amazing, great performances. And again, even though this is an early on Drake record, one of Drake's first early on hits, he really came through with a really good hook and a really, really impressive verse, honestly. Next song, number 9, is A Milli by Lil Wayne. I think this song and even the video is just so iconic. This is Lil Wayne's debatably biggest hit. I mean, this or Lollipop, but this is one of his biggest hits. This is off a classic album, The Carter 3, which is just so influential, that project, with everything from obviously this song to Lollipop to all the other hits that were on this album. But I specifically want to talk about this song. The music video, iconic, has been remade or parodied kind of dozens of times by other artists. And even this cover art of, you know, Lil Wayne's, you know, baby picture, that set off a trend of so many other artists in hip hop kind of doing the same thing or doing their play or their take on it. A Milli is just such an important record, especially that's pretty much just like a 2.5, 3 minute freestyle just over this really, you know, earworm beat. But it's just super impressive from the lyric standpoint to, I mean, just everything about this record is just so impressive and just timeless and just classic fucking Lil Wayne, dude. Peak Wayne right here. The song is The World Is Yours off of Nas's debut project, Illmatic. I think this is a great record. When you think of classic timeless hip hop records, it's definitely up there in the discussion. Nas comes through with a great performance, just like silk, dude, just like silk, silky smooth with his delivery and cadence all throughout the record, and it's just such a classic, timeless piece of hip-hop and a part of the culture. And this is one of those records, you hear it in a movie or a soundtrack or in the barbershop or wherever, walking down the street, and you're gonna recognize it. It's just iconic. Is it, you know, one of the craziest songs? No, but definitely iconic and super important to the history of hip-hop and its evolution into what it became today. And a big part of that is thanks to Nas and The World Is Yours. Next song is California Love by Tupac and Dr. Dre. This is another classic. I mean, it's just iconic song as well. Bringing through that West Coast sound. Dr. Dre, I mean, has an amazing verse on here. Tupac delivers an amazing verse, super catchy. I mean, it's been in dozens and dozens of movies, games. It's just a fucking classic, and it's just such a good record, and really represents the West Coast, especially in the 90s. It's fucking just awesome, dude. Great fucking record. I don't know. I remember growing up as a kid, my parents would play it a lot, and then also hearing it like in different video games, like it was in DJ Hero 2, and I just fucking fell in love with this song. And Tupac was also one of the first rappers that I started listening to when I got into hip hop, and I remember I fucking would have this on repeat all the fucking time. And I still throw it in my rotation still to this day. That's how much of a classic, timeless record this is. Next record is Hypnotized by Biggie. This one is also very iconic. This one gives off, a little bit different sound than the typical, New York style that Biggie was kind of helping cultivate and make a little bit more mainstream. But this one definitely has a little bit more of like, I don't know, that almost like South Beach kind of like, I don't know, like funky disco, like Miami influence, especially of like the late 80s, kind of early 90s. I really enjoy this record as well. Just fucking classic. Again, in movies, TV shows, commercials, all that. And it's just, when you look back at Biggie's legacy, this is one of those records. This, Juicy, Big Papa, those are the records that you think about when you think about him and his legacy. And this is up there at the top as one of the most important songs, not only in his catalog, but as a whole in hip hop. This song is so fucking just fun, iconic, and just timeless. And we are now in the top 5. And number 5 is going to be Many Men by 50 Cent. This is a really good song. I think more of a sleeper pick on here, but it's fucking iconic, dude. Again, just like all the other records on here, but this one I think is iconic for a different reason. This one, of course, is just a fucking amazing song. Everything from production-wise is beautiful, but still like this elegant, mafia gangster almost style production to it. Thanks to Dr. Dre, but also like his verses, he's delivering these hard gangster verses, but also putting in like these biblical references and like kind of having this conversation and praying to God, which obviously I'm not religious, but I think as far as like an art perspective is really interesting and cool, especially to hear from such a gangster, polarizing, figure like 50 Cent. And then as well, just this record being, brought up still into modern day times. This record's, like 20 years old now, but it's still getting constantly referenced and remixed or interpolated in different projects and different songs that are coming out still to this day because of just how big of an impact it had and how it reshaped really the culture, and especially around that time, especially around, gangsters or these thug people in the culture, kind of talking about that kind of side of the street life that I don't think was really touched up to up until that point, especially not the way 50 did it on this record. So I think that's why it's such an important song in the grand overall scheme of hip hop. Number 4 on my list is Nothing But a G Thing by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. This obviously was Snoop Dogg's first, step into the limelight and his first presentation to the world. And it's just fucking awesome, dude. I mean, a great song. Everything from the beginning intro part of that iconic beat to their verses to the hook. I mean, just everything. Even the video. I remember watching the video back on YouTube all the time because the project was not on Spotify or Tidal back in the day. So I remember just watching the videos on YouTube just so I could hear the song. And this also song came at such an important time in my life where I was going through a lot. And even though like this isn't some big inspirational song or anything, but I remember just hearing this kind of for the first time and being like, oh my god, this is like hip hop in its purest form. This is such like amazing fucking music, dude. And I just fell in love with it. And this was one of those records that really made me fall in love with hip hop. And that's why it's number 4 on my list. Number 3 is Cream by Wu-Tang Clan. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar, dollar bill, y'all. Fucking just classic, dude. I mean, the beat's classic. It's nothing crazy, but this is just that classic grimy New York sound that Wu-Tang Clan helped, bring to the mainstream and really innovated. And you look at so many different artists that have came after them that, have picked up that sound from New York and developed and, kept that ball rolling, like Griselda and, Benny the Butcher, West Side Gun, Conway, all them. In the modern day times, but this was really the beginning of it right here. It's fucking iconic, dude. It brought us, obviously, this off their first project that brought us all the different members of Wu-Tang Clan that would go off to have all their own solo careers, but also Wu-Tang Clan just itself being such an iconic thing, and it really starts with this record right here, Cream. And it's just fucking classic, dude. Fucking awesome song. Yeah, great verses from everyone on this, but I think Raekwon probably has the most iconic verse on here, but it's hard to tell. But I really just, when you think of hip hop records, you think of Cream by Wu-Tang Clan. Number 2 is Shook Ones Part 2 by Mobb Deep. This is a classic, dude. This is as classic as it fucking gets right here. I mean, you hear this all the time. Again, like in movies, in the barbershop, they still play this shit. This is still in my fucking rotation. Me and my buddies, we roll around fucking all the time listening to this. I mean, it's classic. It is as classic as it possibly gets. It's so iconic, so, recognizable. Even if you don't know who Mobb Deep is, who Havoc and Prodigy are, you fucking heard this song somewhere, someplace, at some time in your life. You've heard Shook Ones Part 2. It's fucking immaculate. It's everything from the beat is fucking perfect to Prodigy's verse to Havoc's verse. I mean, everything. The video, just them riding in the car, Prodigy rapping out the window. I mean, it's just fucking great. This is so close to as perfect of a fucking hip hop song as you possibly can get. This embodies the spirit of what hip hop and what the culture and what rap is. Fucking amazing record. Amazing. 10 out of 10, perfect fucking record. That's it. There is one that I think's a little bit more iconic than this, though. That is Still DRE by Snoop and Dre. Fucking just classic, dude. What Dr. Dre and Scott Storch did on this beat is absolutely iconic. I think this is the most iconic beat, not even just in hip hop, but in just probably music in general. I mean, dude, everyone recognizes this piano. Everyone's heard this fucking piano at some point in their life. It's just classic. It's been everywhere, from movies to commercials to everything. You hear this all the time. People still play it. It's classic. It's so iconic. Also, similarly to Shook Ones Part 2, 10 out of 10 perfect song, but just from the other side of the coast. So Shook Ones Part 2, that was, the 10 out of 10 perfect hip hop song from the East Coast. This is the 10 out of 10 classic perfect hip hop song from the West Coast. I mean, really kind of interchangeable, but the only reason I'm saying this one is just because this one, I believe Still DRE has a little bit more of that commercial appeal opposed to, Shook Ones, because it's a little bit more grimy. This is a little bit more polished up, but still perfect fucking record, dude. I mean, it's kind of just comparing apples to oranges, I mean, at that point, but fucking just amazing. But those were my top 10 most important, greatest hip-hop songs of all time. Those are the songs that I think were most important and are the greatest records of all time in hip-hop. Feel free to debate me down in the comment section down below. Let me know what you guys thought of my list. Are there any that you would add or interchange, or you think that shouldn't have been on my list? I know Many Men or Forever were some, more sleeper kind of controversial picks, but I think they're deserving to be on the list, especially Many Men. Forever, I could see how you might make the argument, but I think that's one that has to be up in there. Another one that I want to throw in here, but I wasn't quite sure, was Renegade by Jay-Z and Eminem. I think that's another record that's really just fucking amazing. And then there was a few other Jay-Z songs that I was thinking, you know, because when you think hip hop, you think of Hov, dude. You do. But I don't know. I think this was a lot more of a solid, concise list. But let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. And until next time, peace out.